So I wanted to make a diagram of what we have going on with the sprinkler system and the line that we know of thus far. As of right here, this is where the driveway for the strip mall is. And there's a main line running right here, this 2-inch pipe. Now, we have excavated to the middle of this line and have found that the 2-inch line and the 12 wires that go with it are completely missing. And also right here, this line is where the strip mall has their retaining wall. And as you can see from the diagram here, that would put the 2-inch line underneath their retaining wall and into their parking lot. So the proposed plan, because the pipe ends here and the wires end here, is to eliminate this whole line right here, this line here, and this line here. What we would be doing is from here, this line is also gone, by the way. Don't know why, but it is. We've excavated all this right here, and that is gone. So what we're going to do is, rather than going underneath their retaining wall and running a new line, we're going to run this 2-inch pipe over here. We're going to excavate underneath the asphalt, run it to here. This valve box here will get moved over here to tie into all this, which feeds all that landscaping. And then we are going to be cutting in to the asphalt and going to this island. It's going to be basically a 12-inch wide cut from here to here, from here to here. And then this valve box here will get moved to this island, which feeds all that. And then from here we'll also excavate to this island. And then we'll be excavating in the dirt for the pipe to run, and it'll go on a 90 degree, which comes into this valve box. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're eliminating all this run right here because it's underneath the strip mall. It's going to be not easy to access at all. We'd have to tear up the retaining wall of the neighbors, which obviously isn't going to happen. The absolute best way is to excavate in the asphalt here to here, here to here, here to here, and then in the dirt right here. And then from this point we'll be running brand new 2-inch pipe, and we have about 9 wires that'll be going from there to there. Now at the end of this phase, that will get us water to all the areas. From there we'll have water and we'll have power to all the areas, and then we will be able to determine whether or not we have any other breaks or anything else from here all the way down, from here all the way down, and then also from here all the way down. Alright, so I wanted to do a video depicting what we've done thus far on the irrigation and what is yet to be done. We started off with water shooting up and out of the asphalt in these areas, and then also out of the ground here and out of the concrete over here. So basically we just started digging as soon as where the water was coming out. So we dug up, this was the first leak we found here in a 2-inch line. We repaired this leak and kept moving on down with it. The next place we found the leak was right down here before the driveway, and you can see the pieces of broken PVC that we had to take out. And then also at this point you can see all the wires spliced together because we got to this point and there was no more wires. The wires were cut off, and so we had to splice those in. Now those wires that were right here, we cut this out here of the neighbor's driveway, this first half here right here, and the wires were right in here, so we were able to splice them in from there to there, about 15 feet, 12 of them. So this is obviously the neighbor's driveway of the strip mall here, and you can see the retaining wall that runs down along the edge here. So the stipulation from the owner of this strip mall was just to make sure that this driveway was only half at a time restricted so that people could still access. So basically we took all this out. There was a valve under here. We repaired that. We also repaired the 2-inch PVC and the wires, and then we filled this in with gravel temporarily so that we could cut open the other half and see what was going on there, so that cars could still get through. Well, when we opened up this other half, this is what we found. We found the end of the PVC going nowhere, and we found all these wires right here, and they all stop right here. And then it does not pick up on the other side of the driveway. We dug down here, and then what you have from here on out is you have the neighbor's parking lot with this retaining wall and everything. So obviously, according to the diagram, the 2-inch pipe is supposed to be all the way underneath there, goes all the way to the street, and then takes a 90 and turns over to across the driveway. So the next thing that would have to be done is, rather than excavate and try to hope and see if the line is still under there, which most likely it is not, is going to be, because there's supposed to be a line that comes off each one of these and goes to the islands. So there's 3 T's in here that go over to these islands, and if this pipe's not here, then most likely those lines are not there as well. So the new proposal is to take it from this point over here and excavate through Lowe's parking lot directly over to this island right through here, basically right along this line. And then from there we can find this line that comes into here, because it's going to be perpendicular somewhere, so we'll know we'll have to hit it. Because over here there was a line right here that was supposed to go there, and the line is cut off and is missing. So we have to pick it up here on the other side of this island. So basically we'll come down this line, and we'll be picking it up over here, which is going to feed the drip system that runs through here, and it runs this whole landscaping area and feeds up this whole entire row. And then from here, we're going to run down this line. Basically, you can see the line in the asphalt right there. We're going to use that line and then cut another line right on the other side of it, about a 12-inch wide path all the way down to that set of islands right there. And we're going to be running all new 2-inch pipe and the wires for the valves. And then we have to move the valve box, because there was a valve box that's supposed to be over here, and it's underneath that retaining wall somewhere, and I'm sure it's gone. And if it isn't, it's 3 feet underneath that retaining wall. So then we have to move that over here. We'll tie into this line that feeds these islands, that goes to here, and then runs over to these islands and goes down, and so on. And we'll be putting the new valve box in here. Then we have to excavate right here and run down to this last set of islands. We'll be excavating out of the asphalt, and then we'll excavate into the dirt so that we don't have to go into the asphalt anymore, and pick up on the valve box that's over here. We know that if we do this, provided everything is still here at this point, we'll be able to have water hooked up and power hooked up to the system. From there, though, we don't know what to expect, because there's a lot of heads. Here's the valve box that shows in the diagram where the 2-inch pipe picks up, and then the 2-inch pipe runs down and picks up on a couple other valve boxes down there and feeds both sides of this system here. What we don't know from here is, once we get the water on, once we get the power on, is how many of these heads will be broken, how many lines will be broken all the way down, will the lines come on. But we know that we'll have power and water all the way down, all the way around, and all the zones will be hooked up, and we'll have power to them, and we go from there.